So we've literally spent about 3 hours just at the border, and they held our papers that we needed to pay money for no reason. Like, I don't know why, but like they check our papers are correct, and they're like, no, you have to give money. Why do you come to Kenya? Why are you visiting Kenya this long? I'm gonna do a sit-down conversation with you guys, but those of you who will be traveling by road from West Africa and other part of Africa, you'll know what to do and how to move around. Yeah.
That right there, it's me, struggling at the Kenya-Uganda border because I refuse to pay a bribe. My name is Freddahe, a vibrant content creator from Ghana who is on the road to changing the narrative and empowering Africans through storytelling.
Sarah, how are you feeling?
And this is my assistant and DOP, Sarah. Now let's go back to how it all started. I decided to make a journey from Kenya to Uganda by bus for the first time, and this is what happened.
So, welcome to another episode. I mean, I've never done this kind of vlogging before, especially using my phone to film. But we are leaving Kenya, Nairobi, to Kampala, Uganda, and we said we're going to be exploring African countries this year. And so, as part of the mission to explore countries, we are leaving Kenya for Uganda, and my first time going to travel by road to another country. So yeah, it's a new experience for me. I wasn't really convinced about sharing it, but I think I should share it to you guys, especially those of you who will be visiting public transport, like land transport, so that you know what to do, what not to do. What should we expect from Uganda?
In Uganda, you're going to reach a land of peace, freedom, amazing people. The food is going to be so beautiful, the culture,
okay.
And if you think you know how to party, you're going to meet the kings and queens, the nightlife of Africa.
Are you sure we are going to? Are you sure?
Yeah.
If you know you are sure, just look at the camera and say
yeah. So we'll be there in about 12 hours. So enjoy the ride and be ready for the most beautiful country.
Okay. For a first-time visitor who is now visiting Uganda, what do they need to pack or check as a checklist?
The weather is really good, so you don't need really a lot of warm clothing. You need to come with probably sports shoes, some light clothing, because you will get to see also the lake and the beach. You need to have a COVID certificate to ensure that you're vaccinated. Then there's a yellow card, a yellow fever card. If you're from a country that's not visa free, you need to find that out. I think information is online. Yeah. Then carry a power bank, carry a camera, because there's a lot of beautiful things for you to record. So yeah, you have to have a good phone to record the beautiful country.
Oh, nice. All right. Thank you. And now we enjoy this trip.
All right.
Okay.
Up until this point, we've enjoyed everything on this trip. The bus ride, it has been fun, and yes. And then we get to the border. You know, regularly you are supposed to go through checkpoint for them to make sure that everything that you have or is needed to travel within this country is necessary and so it's available, and then you cross over. So we presented our document, of course, COVID, yellow fever card, passport. We had everything in tight. So they go through our papers and then they're like, okay. We realized that you guys have been in Kenya before. Why are you here? And why here again? I'm like, oh, this is what we do. He's my assistant. We've been working together, and we travel from each country, like countries around the continent, and telling the beautiful stories and trying to change the image of Africa. Like you guys know what we do on this channel. And yeah, so we explained to him, and like, no, I'm not convinced. So right away he calls me behind the bar with behind his counter with Sarah. So we go in, and upon entry there are these guys at the borders that try to assist you in terms of how to get your papers and everything right. Those guys are scammers. Beware of them. So before I enter in, he enters. They get one of these guys jump in. Bam. What's wrong? Like, he said I should come, so I want to talk to him. Let me talk to him for you first, so that you can get your things done. He comes out and tells me that, oh, the officer in charge there said that you have to pay $100. I'm like, $100 for what? COVID correct, yellow fever correct. We have 3 months to stay in this country. We've stayed just 3 weeks. And we have 1 week, 2 months to go. So what are you saying? Why should we pay? Like, okay, if you cannot pay, then you should go and sort it out yourself. Okay. Enter in to talk to the officer, and then he tells us that you have to convince me. You have to convince me. Now we know that money is involved, so definitely this guy wants money. But there's a security camera over there, so he doesn't want to be saying pay me money. But like, these guys will be his mouthpiece. So they kept going back and forth. And remember, we are also on a bus. So after 30 minutes, the bus decided to leave us. And we have our equipment in there. We have our clothes. Like, very expensive stuff. Now the bus takes out into Kampala. And we are still seated at the border for like about 3 hours. About 3 hours. And nothing's still been done. So eventually we're like, okay. It's either we comply or we continue to argue with these officers because they will not make it happen. So fortunately I had like $10, and I presented it to him like, no, I cannot take $10. I'm bigger than $10. He heard what those guys said, so go and talk to them and come back. And I told him, I kept explaining to him that this is what we have. I have a little bit on my phone, which is extra $10. And I just got it, and we begged them, beg. Another 1 hour went by, and then they decided to give us our passport and stamp it. We crossed over to Uganda side to same. The officer like, okay, what are you going to Uganda for? How long? He asked all the basic questions, and we give him the purpose, what we do and stuff. You know, okay, can I see the money you're going with? Yes, I showed him account. Like, okay, where's the physical cash? I'm like, I don't have physical cash. The little money I had, I just gave it to the other officer over there. So I don't have anything. Like, okay, I'm not ready to talk to you. And then these same guys come here again. Oh, the officer there wants tea, so you have to buy him tea. If you don't buy him tea, he's not going to stamp you. I told you, it's a circle, right? It's a game that they all played over there. These guys came back again to tell me that, oh, those officers need tea, so you need to buy them tea. Like, I'm like, but it's not supposed to be obligatory. I understand that they might want something as tip, but like, I don't have, and I've explained to you, and you've seen the struggle I've gone through over there. So how do I, like, okay, I'm deporting you. He wrote a deportation letter, stamp it, added it to my passport, ready to give it to me. Fast forward, I like, okay, my purpose again, I need to get my bags from Kampala, so let me just comply. So went out, found the nearest ATM, got $20 out again, and then gave it to them. So we paid a total of $40. And now they were smiling at us. Oh, okay, have a nice day, Ghana. Tell me more. Bruh, you literally made me to go through hell right now. I went through hell with you, and you are now trying to be nice. That's fine. So we had to find a bus. That's a whole struggle again. We had to pay some tips here and there to jump on the bus that was leaving to Kampala. Whole drama. From this point onwards, the trip was no longer fun. I mean, I was still excited because Uganda, right from the border into the country or the capital city, is green, beautiful. See, like there are a lot of scenery to see out there, and so it kept me excited a little bit. But I was tired, frustrated, and hungry. The purpose of why I'm doing this video is not to shame Uganda, not to shame Kenya. Of course, I love Kenya very much from the bottom of my heart, and that is why I decided to visit the country twice. I love Uganda. I cannot wait to be back. I'm doing this video because I need those of you who will be visiting East Africa to be prepared for stuff like this, especially if you are an West African traveling in East Africa. There are possibility that you face this. We've been profiled. Especially if you are from Nigeria, your case is different, and they have their own reasons why. Yes, it's for security reason, trying to protect the borders and stuff, but like, bruh, we are all the same Africans. If there's signs of suspicion that I'm not into your country for the right purpose, and I have red flags, that's different. But not when everything is checked and you're still making bribery. I don't know what we should call this bribery, but like, you make it normal. To those who are in power, who can do something about this, please help us make traveling in Africa easy for us as Africans. We want to see the best for these countries, all the countries we do visit and countries that we are yet to visit, and that is why I and my team have personally decided to travel and bring out the best. And so we can only bring out the best if we all support. And yes, we have the power to the camera. That's why we are bringing this on your screen and showing you this. But imagine how many people have to go through this every single day at the borders. And these money are not even reported to the people in charge, or maybe, I don't know, whatever the system is. But let's help the continent. Let's not use things like this to paint bad image of Africa. Let's not use things like this to paint bad image of our countries, Uganda, Kenya, whichever country that I know some of you watching might have experienced this from. Let's make it better. The last time I saw that Woody Maya was facing similar challenges to Togo, Ghana-Togo border. And remember that these borders were not set up by us. It was our colonial masters that said that this is Ghana, this is Ivory Coast, this is Togo, this is Ethiopia. Mentally, they've been set up there. But if you cross from Uganda to Kenya, you realize that the same people over there, they even have languages in common, they have culture in common, and it's just one place that you have to pass as a checkpoint. And so, yes, we understand the checks at this border for security purposes. However, please make traveling easy for us. I'm begging those in authority. And yeah. However, I had a good time in Uganda. I had a good time in Kenya. I'm going to be mixing these episodes together. A little bit of content from Uganda, a little bit of content from Kenya, whilst we are on this journey. So thank you for watching. Continue to subscribe, continue to support the continent, continue to support our journey. And for those of you who have taken their time to also enjoy the journey of FREDDAHE, we appreciate you. And new subscribers, this is not a channel where you just boom, everything is in your face. We allow people to tell their own stories. We take you through a journey of experiencing society, culture, people through your TV screen. And so it cannot be what you are used to. However, come with an open mind and be ready to learn, adapt, and I think we'll all have a good time. Thank you for watching.
Uganda. Oyo munno woto musamba kola mutima guyamba. Abantu bazibu. We love Uganda. This is your boy Plan Lord. Ikimani madi minima often.